News from Bed, the podcast, 1v1 edition.
Fight, and we should have fighter screens before, and you should select. That could be funny as an intro.
Oh!
Oh! This is when it all starts to fall
Dude,
down.
It's all falling
I thought that was
down.
your back because you're old.
Yeah.
That's when Patty starts to fall apart.
Dude, my legs do crack like
Yeah.
every morning. Do you have like a crack?
No,
Like
but my ankles get stiff.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of tiptoe to the bathroom, and then I slowly, like a bus pulling up to a bus stop, like. No, that's fine. I wasn't doing any funny bits.
I'm just getting this, and more importantly,
Your fucking your ring of power, dude.
this podcast is just like an effort to get me to get all my friends addicted to vaping because I learned I'm not going to be able to quit this, so I got to get everyone else to start.
Yeah, you're sounding delusional. You're
Yeah.
starting to sound like a cult leader. That's how drug dealers become cult
I
leaders.
am in my bed, bringing people into my bed. That's kind of cultish.
Dude, you should get a hookah.
Dude, I was literally thinking that yesterday.
That'd be fun.
Hookah in bed.
Yeah, and you get like a bunch of like.
Does it like? Will it like ruin my apartment if I'm just like? It will.
No. I mean, it'll smell like a hookah lounge in here, but you just got to get like a chick and a cut-off waitress, like a cut-off dress
And
waitress.
just serve watered down liquor.
Yeah,
I think that's a good.
Yeah. Just a beer for way too much money.
Hey, happy 4th of July, dude.
Hey, man. Thanks. I love this country and how it allows me to touch my friends' knees.
This is being recorded live on 4th of July. It's a rainy afternoon. I actually, when I bought that, the guy, I was
Had a
like,
firework taped to it.
Yeah, I was like, do you have any umbrellas? Because I was gonna get one, and he's like, just take mine. So the guy just gave me his umbrella that works there, and now I have to return it.
Yeah,
to
of
him.
course.
So it means I have to buy another one of these at least.
Yeah. Well, how's he getting home? He just doesn't.
I think he just stays like those people who work in bodegas just kind of stay permanently in like that. They're like
They
toll
never
booth
leave.
operators.
Yeah.
I think they just like descend through a hole into the ground and just get like carbonite frozen, and then they get thawed out.
I love you. I know. And then that's the code word that they start to. Dude, that would be. I would rather be frozen solid than frozen in carbonite because he's just like alive in there.
Yeah,
He's just like hanging out, like can't move his fingers. Like
I know, dude. I always wonder that about like Walt Disney because didn't they freeze him?
that's what the rumor is.
I wonder how many good movie ideas he has bouncing around in there.
Yeah, he's just thinking about him.
Frozen.
What if they put him in like an AI Matrix realm and he's slowly destroying all of his properties and movies and trying to escape?
Yeah.
Or it's like his subconscious, like all the movies are becoming woke, and it's actually like it's fighting him. And I don't know.
Or it's him
That's
having
a
like
movie.
a revelation at the end of life.
That'd
But
be
that's
funny.
like the biggest. Like some people did believe that like Walt Disney was like still alive or somehow or still influencing. The biggest, I guess, like factor that against that is that there was like a black Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
Never have done that.
He wouldn't have let it happen.
My Walt.
That fish is white. That's how he talks.
How's she gonna swim around?
I wish Walt Disney was black. That would have
Yeah.
been better movies, probably.
Yeah, Walton Goggins Disney.
I think Walter.
I think I mixed up Walton Goggins and David Goggins.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Who is Walton Goggins?
I don't know.
Oh,
I know who
maybe he's
David
like an
Goggins is.
author.
Is he? He
Maybe.
writes. This is not like a reader's podcast, though.
No, that's why we have to explain to the audience.
When was the last time you read a book?
Dude, I actually just finished The Long Walk by Stephen King.
Oh, how was it?
It was good, but the ending sucked.
Really?
Do you know what it's about?
It's like no. Tell me about it.
It's about like
you know, on podcasts when they're talking about movies and it'll be a fake setup, like I don't know. Like, have you ever seen like on a TikTok? It'll be like, "Did you see that Robert Downey Jr. said he might get back into the MCU?" And then the other guy's like, "No, I didn't see that." Like it's a scripted podcast.
No, I didn't. Can you explain it to me, please?
No, but please explain the plot to The Long Walk by Stephen King.
The Long Walk, basically, I think it takes place in like the 50s or something like that, and it's in Maine because like every book takes place in Maine if it's a Stephen King book. And basically,
Dairy.
they live in this society where every year they do this thing called the Long Walk, where 100 like 16 to 18-year-old boys roughly enter this walk where they start walking in Maine, and they just have to keep walking as far as they can, like along this route at a minimum of 4 miles an hour. Otherwise, they get like a warning. And if they get like 3 warnings or something happens where they have to stop, they get shot.
Oh my God.
So only one of them survives.
Yeah.
But they end up walking like 400 miles because like the whole book is like a reflection on like what your mind would go through and like mind over body, and just like a lot of these kids don't realize that they're going to die. You know, like they sign up for it, but they don't.
Is there a prize?
Think about that. Yeah. So the prize is if you win, you get like everything to your heart's desire, like everything you ever want. But like the catch is like
You're 16.
yeah.
I want a sports car.
Yeah.
Like you have shitty dreams.
Yeah. Beyblades, new Beyblades, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc.
A skateboard. Your mom's dying of cancer. Hold on, Mom. It's my prize.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 Remaster.
A PlayStation 5. And Megan Fox. Thank you.
Sir, this is 1950. You can have soap that doesn't smell like shit.
And Megan Fox's grandpa. Darren Fox.
Darren Fox. So but the catch is like everyone who finishes this race, like the place you have to go to in your mind kind of ruins you forever because like you can never, like you don't understand the world after that because you've just been like
Everything's a sidewalk.
Exactly.
My wife's a sidewalk.
So like the end of the book, like
you know
there's
what
like
I mean?
there's like 11 I'm cutting you off.
I don't care. Keep going.
There's like 11 people left in the last like 10% of this book. So I'm like, fuck, like that's not gonna enough. So like everyone just starts dropping off like flies, and at the end, like basically he wins, but he doesn't realize the race is over. He's like, why are these people touching me? Like blah blah blah. But it like kind of just like it just sucks. It just fizzles out.
Sort of ends, but he can't even conceptualize it because of
Yeah.
what he had to go through to win.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it ends.
Yeah.
His life sucks.
Yeah, his life's over now.
Yeah. That's not
So-
really fun. It's always fun when like I always liked like an after note, like from a different perspective in a
Yes,
movie, like,
yeah.
and then you cut to the government and they go, another presidential candidate has been selected. I don't know.
Yeah.
It contextualizes. it.
Yeah, just like cut to him in the future, and he's like super fat.
Yeah.
And they're like, Grandpa, didn't you win the long walk?
And he gets activated and just starts walking again.
Oh, don't remind me.
My bones!
Jennifer! He's
You
in
have to cut your legs off or you'll just walk for the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Like, that's something that you should end it with. You know?
Yeah.
That could be a good movie, though. It's a good idea. Stephen King sometimes just has really good ideas that he himself cannot execute.
Yeah, he just like kind of gave up at the end.
Like, look at The Shining. The Shining's a great idea. The book sucks, but the movie's great because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we'll just take all the cool shit and we'll just make a better movie out of it.
Yeah, for sure. And like he is like extremely talented.
Yeah. But he wrote. You ever hear those stories? I mean, people probably talked about this before, but like how much like books he wrote and doesn't remember. I think he
Yeah,
doesn't
just
remember Cujo.
hammered.
Yeah.
Dude,
On
every time
cocaine.
I write something hammered, it's like it should not be viewed by public
Right.
eyes.
Imagine you're going to the movie premiere for a book that you don't remember writing, and you're like, I guess we'll see what this book's about.
Yeah. And it's just like a bunch of people using the N word. Shit.
My repressed memory.
I gotta lay off the scotch.
I better write a book about some kids walking.
I could see you writing a book, like
Yeah?
sitting down and writing a book.
Dude, that used to be my path. I think everyone and their mom is a creative writing minor, but I was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like short stories. I almost went to get a master's in like some sort of fiction writing thing just to be like, if I wanted to go back to school, it's probably the only thing I'd go back for.
Yeah.
But I used to be like a real book dork back in
Yeah.
college. Like,
American short stories was the only class I took in college that wasn't like math or science.
yeah,
Everything else was just like advanced engineering mathematics.
sucks what they do to you guys.
And then like I went to a class and they're just like we just read like Shakespeare. I'm like, this doesn't fit at all.
Right.
Dude, I'm under the impression that Shakespeare is full of shit.
Why? Like, what do you mean? He's just making it all up?
Yeah, his way of
we know he's
writing.
making it up.
Yeah, his way of writing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thou dost not touch the bosom without consensual agreement.
I don't think.
That's about him touching someone's tits.
I don't know. Was that from Hamlet?
The original. What was that called? The Playhouse, the Sphere, or whatever.
Oh, the Globe Theater.
Yeah, the original Globe Theater.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
There used to be 2 globes.
Yeah,
double
2
D. He was talking about them double globes.
Hey, let me see them globes.
Let me see them globe theaters.
Let me pick my next vacation spot on them globes.
Hey, there's a curtain call at the Globe Theater, if you know what I mean. Shakespeare, no one knows what you're talking about, dude. Well, they just memorized
Does the curtain
it all,
call
too.
match the drapes?
He's talking to a hot girl, but it's just a guy, because all the women were played by guys then, too. Like,
Yeah.
women can't act. That's how they used to
Yeah.
feel. Like,
It's like women are way better at acting.
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
more compelled by like performances by women a lot of the time.
Yeah, I like any performance. Dude, think about the performance in the bedroom of the fake orgasm.
Yeah.
The greatest acting achievement of all time.
Every woman has. Do you think women give better fake orgasms if they've taken an acting class before?
Yeah, they're like eating up the scenery.
She's like, okay. She finds her motivation. Okay, you want him to stop.
Motivation, he'll buy me ice cream if I go.
That's how women talk to themselves.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fucking fake it.
It is like funny that like I don't think in like the female sex education talk they're
When they
like
split us up in second grade.
yeah, and they're like, all right, here's how to fake an orgasm. I don't think that's the case, but yet they're all good at it.
Yeah.
So inherently they're better actors. When was the last time you faked an orgasm?
I don't think I have. I don't
Yeah,
think I've ever faked
exactly.
an orgasm in my
Dude,
life.
we need like an entire like set of like props. Like a button that like pulls a lever and then like fake
yeah.
cum rains down.
You gotta spit. You
Yeah.
gotta spit on someone's back. That's so funny. Yeah, dude. It's like, I guess it's like a defense mechanism. Like I don't know. Like when you know it's time to wrap up, you're just like, I guess he's waiting on this because I don't know when he's gonna. Like that's how I've heard it. Like you only fake when like the guy is like insistent that something has to happen. That's because it's like I don't know. You know, there's no like way things are supposed to go, dude.
No.
Sometimes you start smooching and you're like, I guess it's just a hand job today.
I guess,
We don't have to go and do everything,
Yeah.
you know.
I guess I'm getting a $1 menu hand job today.
I'm getting the McChicken tonight. That's what I'm getting. No toy. No
McSucking, dude.
McSucking. No, you got to go. You get once you're in a relationship for a while, the McSucking goes to a premium Big Mac level.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
the inflation has gone up on that.
The sex almost becomes the value menu, dollar menu thing. It's like, oh, you want that? No, you want something. You want.
I'm not that hungry. That's fine.
Yeah. All right, we'll just go. Yeah, I'll get some nuggets.
I had a big breakfast.
Some nuggets. I had a big breakfast. Jerking off into the toilet with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth.
Oh, dude, like, I wish jerking off wasn't as good as it is. Because it's, like, pretty good, you know? If it wasn't that close to sex, it would be, like, I think we'd all be a little better off, but...
It's, like, different from sex.
It's
you know?
different, because,
Not
like,
the same
it's
thing.
just you.
It's just you, and it's almost like self-maintenance as opposed to... for men particularly. Men have to... I think you have to jerk off as a man or you're, like, dysfunctional.
Yeah,
for
or
a
else
certain
you're,
amount
like,
of
full of semen.
That's how guys get fat. Guys get fat when they hoard their semen in their body.
Yeah, we should tell Alan to jerk off.
Alan, you got to blow some out, man.
Oh, by the way, Alan Fitzgerald, his new comedy special, Alan Fitzgerald, roommate in front of
Haven't
the
seen
show.
my ankles since '93. Alan's new. What's it called?
It's called Straight for Pay. It's
for
on
Pay.
YouTube. It's free. Great special. Super, super funny, talented comedian. He's gonna pop off at some point. But
And that's how. And when he pops off, that's when you move out.
that's when he moves out.
That's when he
Probably,
moves
yeah.
out?
Yeah, we always laugh because like his lifestyle, like if he had like a ton of money, what would his lifestyle be?
Yeah.
And we boiled it down to like everything would be the same. Like he'd still be in his room, like sleeping on like a mattress on the
Right.
ground, but he would just have like a Burger King crown on, like sitting in his room.
He's just like crown king.
Like, yeah, these are my people.
You ever hear stories about like what Louis' apartment was when he was like early on?
No.
Oh my god, he's like disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Like when all this shit came out about Louis, and if you had like listened to people talk about his apartment, it's just like, yeah, he sounds like a pig, man. He
Yeah.
sounds like he was living a real. He used to like write all of his ideas on his wall. So you'd walk into his apartment, and his wall was just full of like sharpied phone numbers of just some
God.
random club booker in Minnesota. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Which is like funny, but it's like there's just piles of shit everywhere. And like,
Yeah, I think that's all like a show too. For,
yeah, like
a lot
to
of
be
people.
messier than
Be
you
like,
need
I'm
to
just
be.
a crazed artist.
Oh yeah. It's all fucking bullshit. Everyone who's like some like if you're just some like quiet, reserved guy who's so obsessed with your art, like you're like a narcissist.
Yeah.
You you can't interact in the real world reality with the rest of it. That's where our ideas exist, so everyone can judge them. But the ideas in your head are pure. Fucking moron.
How about this for a pickup line for chicks? If you're a dude looking for a girl, this is the best line, all right? If she asks you what you do for work, be like, I'm an interior designer. And she's like, oh, what is that? And you just be like, yeah, if you want, I could design the interior of your pussy with my cock.
That's a great one, dude. That's a great one. There's just like glitter on the tip of your penis when she takes your pants off later.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a fighting sound?
I don't know what
You think anyone's gone quickly from sex into like fighting? Like they're in love with each other, they're kissing, and then something happens where they're just fucking punching each other, and they're still inside, or he's still inside.
Well, that's how all gay sex is initiated.
They have to fight.
It's a fight.
That's how they decide who's the top and the
It's
bottom.
just an MMA fight.
That's
Winner gets bottom.
Wait, hold on. Pause this. We just fucking wrestling. Jeez.
Yeah, the camera falls over. Cuts to us just smoking a cigarette.
Cuts to us looking in the corner. I'm like, Patty! It's the end of Blair Witch Project. Patty!
Yeah, I'm facing. Yeah. I'm just like,
Patty! And then something off camera pulls me away. That's the thumbnail. It's me standing, looking at you, standing in the corner. So funny.
I did want to.
It's just.
I want to start doing. Because like, there's always a thumbnail, and you want to pick the part where everyone's like, bah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
So I think like I'll just like at the start of the podcast be like, let's act like we're having a really fun
so
time.
You get a
Be
thumbnail
like,
every time. Let's pretend we're looking at the ceiling caving.
See, now I got options.
Yeah, now you got options. See, that's why they call me James Options Don.
James options. Options.
Because when ladies see me, they go, "Oh, I got options.
I got options." This is a guarantee, but I got some options.
I gotta try some other things. It's like when a little kid goes to a restaurant and he's like, "Oh, they got chicken tenders, but we got some other options."
Yeah,
like I'm the chicken tenders. On the
I wish like
menu.
with YouTube, because you know how like Pornhub, Pornhub, yeah, how you if you put like your mouse or whatever, I don't use my computer, but like if you scroll down, it starts like it shows like different thumbnails of like the progression of the video.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I guess she does anal in the last quarter of the.
Yeah. You can just it's
nice.
Scene selection options.
Yeah.
You can decide what you want to see.
I wish we could do that for this. So
I think you could. You really actually can on YouTube. Do you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can section it out and name the sections, but it won't show you a thumbnail though.
Oh, okay.
You just have to scroll over and see the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, but they're getting better. Like Instagram just updated like their editing software, and everything internally is like it's much more like TikTok now, so it's a little bit easier. Whereas like Reels, you kind of had to do it all yourself and then just put the video in.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't let you. They wouldn't promote videos with a TikTok thumbnail, but they wouldn't improve their editing software. So
yeah,
it's like,
they're just like, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I wonder what the next big social media thing is going to be.
I know, because they're all kind of dying out now.
Yeah. It's also, what more can we do?
Well, we hate it. We didn't like it. So it's
Nobody
like, that's obviously not the move. Like, just Twitter was not it. People didn't really like, Twitter had some really funny jokes. And when you were in it and like on it a lot, you could understand internal references.
Yeah.
I liked it for news sometimes, but I would only follow CNN and I would still get like.
Yeah, but the news would be like a beheading.
It's the worst news ever, yeah.
It would be like someone driving a car like through a Wendy's, you know?
It took me a while, because then like I had regular Twitter under my name for a while, and then I deleted it, and I was like, I don't really care about this. And then I made like a fake Twitter. I was like, oh, maybe this is a way to interact with it. So I like, operated under like a fake name. But I was like, this is not funny either. Because then you just see everyone else is doing that too. Everyone else is just like, Jigsaw but horny, and that's like it's just like a horny Jigsaw from the Saw movies, and it's like, well, this isn't.
Which is, by the way, the worst date ever.
I want to play a game.
Want to play a game?
Open your dress. I'm gonna put a bear trap in there. Oh yeah.
You haven't been going out with men for a long time. Now, I'm gonna trap you in ice forever, and then shove a condom on. Just the least creative.
Yo, that's not even that interesting. That doesn't even have anything to do with how I'm not dating men.
That has nothing going on.
Did you ever play the Saw video games, dude?
No.
They made 2 Saw
How
video
is that
games.
legal?
I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. There was something in the early 2000s about just seeing a lot of blood and people getting hurt. That it was like, people just liked watching, like, I mean, maybe they still do. Like, I've had friends who, like, liked watching watch people die.
Yeah,
like the subreddit.
Yeah, I've never wanted that.
I got like not traumatized, but like exposed to
Yeah.
that. Like I was like hanging out with some older kids when I was in like sophomore year of high school, and they went on like I think it was a subreddit called 50-50, and there would be a link, and it would be like 50% chance a puppy or 50% a guy who accidentally fired a shotgun into his own head, and it would always be the worst one. It's never the puppy, never the puppy, and they would just be like, "What do you think it's gonna be, James?" I'm like, "I don't want to look at this."
Yeah,
and then I would see like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh God,
Sucks.
yeah. I can't. My brain has like a very bad visceral reaction to that.
Yeah,
I can't like turn that part of me off.
My friend John always says that he doesn't like, and I agree with him to a certain extent, but like in a movie, if someone dies and it's like a joke, it's like, oh, fuck you, and they punch it and they shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
He'll be like, that's kind of sad. Like he had a mom. Like
Yeah,
it's not,
he did.
like,
He had a family.
You can't like and I feel the same way. Sometimes I'm like, well, that's not really that funny because that actually kind of makes me like if you're just John Wick and you're shooting a bunch of people, it's whatever. But this is a comedy. Don't make me conceptualize how feeble my mortality is.
What they should do is like right before they shoot him, he's just like they just ask him like a question. He's like, "Well, I am a pedophile," and then they're like, "All right."
Oh, thank God.
They're like, whatever. Even if he had a family, he was probably fucking him.
Like just so they can feel better about it for the
just-
punchline.
Or like after the credits, they cut to his family, and they're all just like white
Cheering.
supremacist Nazis.
They're all in cages.
Yeah. You're like, okay, this was valid.
Yeah.
That would be funny in a John Wick movie because he kills like 100 people in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
They just do like an in memoriam for each character
At the end.
Vladimir Vunduspushkin.
Isaac Rezmatov. Dmitry Rezmatov.
Dmitry Rezmatov. They're all
Junior.
Bruce. It's an in memoriam for the Oscars too, like people they like.
Bob Dole.
He killed Bob Dole in this movie?
Fred Willard.
Fred Armisen.
Oh, it's an SNL introduction.
Bobby Moynihan.
What if they had that guy do the in memoriam at the Oscars? Now dead, Rosie O'Donnell. Welcome to heaven, Bob Dylan.
Musical guest. The guy from the guy from 9 Inch Nails. 6 Feet Under.
I had an English teacher who would always tell us that the lead singer from 9 Inch Nails went to her high school. She was like, "You've never remembered me. I had pigtails and I was innocent." And he was, and I'm like, "Okay, we don't need to know all this."
Yeah.
Like 9 Inch Nails is not that hard of a
9 Inch
band.
Nails, more like 4-inch penis. It's got a tiny
Is that a
cock.
Christian reference? Like they use 9 Inch Nails to like what else would
Oh, maybe.
maybe.
I don't, dude. I hate when like these hard rock, like
Skillet.
scary music are just like, yeah, we like God. It's like, no, you don't get to like God.
Dude, it's gothic, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Gothic.
So, are you saying like goth girls are like the closest to Jesus?
They're like they are more nuns than they are like secretaries. You know what I mean?
My mom wants me to marry a
Secretary.
Catholic girl. I should just bring a big titty
Goth girl, but she's wearing like a cross.
Yeah, and like a cage over her.
You could become so goth and like edgy that you just become Christian again.
Yeah,
I
for
think that's
sure.
what happens.
For sure. That's the same thing with woke. If you're like woke enough, you realize like everything in there is pretty true, except for the gays.
Yeah.
I've never like read anything or heard anything bad about the gays though in like the Bible. I know it's in
Right.
there, but I don't think I think they kind of ignore it in mass.
I feel like I never. You went to Catholic church too, and
I
you were an
did.
altar boy for a minute, right?
Yeah.
This is the altar boy special.
I was
right
also
here.
in my church band.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I
was in the
played
choir
drums.
for a brief moment, and I would lip sync.
Oh, really?
And they're like, my mom's like, "I think you're lip syncing." I'm like, "No, I am. I don't want to be in choir." I'm the only guy.
Let us build the city of God. May your tears be turned into dancing.
You know when he starts
Dude.
spraying the water on everyone when he walks around?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that? That's a fun one too.
Yeah.
Dude, I was an altar boy for so long. I was an altar
Yeah.
boy for 12 years. I was an altar boy till my
Wow.
senior year of high school.
Wow.
I didn't even pay attention at that point. I would do the 7:30 a.m. mass. I'd be so tired. I would just go for an hour and then go home. And I think my mom thought it was going to help me in college, like on my resume, that I was like involved more. But I didn't go to a
okay.
Catholic college, so they didn't give a fuck. They're like, "Oh, okay, so he's a religious freak." Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't help that you went to the University of Kwanzaa.
yeah. Oh, FAMU.
You and Dule Hill from Psych.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know all the references. Sometimes it's just for the listeners.
The only reason I know who that is because my mom is like a huge psych head.
They pick their shows, don't they? My mom,
Yeah.
She has The Pioneer Woman now. She likes that.
Is it a new one?
It's just a cooking show. It's a woman who lives on a ranch. We watch a lot of cooking shows.
Yeah, she's really pioneering as a woman by cooking.
Because she's basically Amish.
Really changing the narrative there, lady.
The woman of the future is the woman of the past.
History repeats itself.
Someone said to me recently they were going into an open relationship and they were like, yeah, man, it's the future. I'm like, that's the past, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the past is
How about Genghis Khan?
Yeah, like, that is not the... Like, yeah, sure, maybe you can... I will never do that. I will never be in an open relationship. And every time one of my friends is having relationship problems and they, for some reason, consider that, is like, dude, that's just more problems.
It's way more sad.
Yeah.
I'm too, like, I can't do that. I'm, like, not open enough. And then it's like, now I'm expected to, like, fuck other girls. It's like, do you know how hard it was to get this one?
Right, exactly. It's not like there's anyone knocking on my door, you know?
Yeah,
like and every time, like, that's the grass is greener sort of thing, where it's like, oh, when I'm single, like, shit'll be different. And then every time I've been single, nothing's different.
No,
I'm
it
just sadder
sucks.
for longer periods of time in between.
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Exactly. I had this, like, talk with someone recently about, like we all think there's, like, the one out there, but it's like, you're going to spend your whole life looking for the one and you're not going to find it. What they should say is there's several people that are just good enough.
Yeah.
And just have a good enough time, right?
Right.
That's
What are you after? Like, you think there's the one, and then when you actually start interacting with the world, it's like, well, there's never going to be someone that makes me, like, there's no perfect person. There's always something you have to buy into with someone.
Absolutely. And you also, like, there's also always someone that, like, you meet who you're like, whoa, that was, like, I feel some kind of connection here.
Always. And, like, sometimes you just become their friend, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's always
And
goes in
sometimes they
different
used to be a man, and that's just fine.
That's just fine with this show.
Yeah. This is a
this should be on Blaze TV. Was Glenn Beck's network?
Blaze
with Tommy Lauren.
Yeah.
Like, this should play right after Tommy Lauren.
It really should, yeah.
I don't see why not. Like, if they're gonna just have, what do I need, a nice studio to be on, like, a digital TV channel that people have to buy? Like, just fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, we learned that from Gutfeld, dude. The key to a successful talk show is you need as much expensive equipment hanging from the ceiling as you can possibly.
Yeah, none of it's used, but it's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there.
In case.
There's, like, a really expensive, like, Peloton bike strapped to the ceiling.
Just upside down.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't useful, but it's strapped up there.
The guy on the screen is like, oh, could you flip me back over?
He has to ride it.
He's like, oh.
This is what makes the lights go on.
Yeah. Dude, have you ever seen those machines? The only time I've ever seen one was in Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
No,
It's like where you strap your ankles up and they flip you, like, upside down.
Like, and you do, like, sit-ups in it? Or if it's for your back, basically,
I think it's like
to straighten out?
Yeah, I think it's like to straighten out your back.
Okay.
And then, like, I think also if you have, like, a boner, that will, like,
It'll get the blood out.
it'll extinguish it.
Yeah, that's all you need
know
to
how
do.
we're all trying to get rid of boners?
Yeah, I have another way I get rid of my boners. I don't need a whole facility. I don't need a whole strap me to a gurney and flip me around.
What's, like, the craziest thing you ever thought about, like, during sex to, like, either not come or come?
Do you have one loaded up? You gotta give me a sec.
Yeah, I used to, like, imagine my grandfather, like, shirtless.
Yeah.
And, like, he's not, like, a bad-looking guy, but it's not good. It's not what's going to take me over the edge, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to reflect real quick.
That's really
Because then you get in your head and you're like,
Is he
wait a
alive?
minute. Yeah, yeah.
So you're thinking of
Alive. I'm thinking of a live one. Yeah.
Dude, you know what I literally, like, I just remembered it. I used to think of the Statue of Liberty. I used to be like, Statue of Liberty, because I would think that, like, it's like a woman that isn't a woman for some reason. I would like a fake.
Oh, okay,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, something that I didn't want to think of my grandpa. Like, I wanted to think of something that was, like, in the realm of what I was doing to last longer. But I often just like, I'm always. What's the Lou joke? Like, I'm always back there. Like, I'm always back there. That's all I like to do, pretty much. Yeah. So I'll just kind of ponder out the window if I'm finding myself cutting things short. You know?
Then you're going to Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
She's kind of like, in a way, like, I think what Lady Liberty represents, this is very topical, too, 4th of July.
God bless. I love my country. That's why I shoot my sparklers off to thinking of more beautiful Lady Liberty.
I think she was Muslim. And then her representation of freedom is like taking off the hijab
Really?
and being like, here we are.
Is that your
And
belief?
I think so.
That's just how you feel, or you've read this before?
No, that's how I feel. and, and then obviously ISIS is like, what is that? Lady Liberty took off her hijab? This
You
sounds
got
like,
a job?
this sounds like hijab for me.
They never came after the Statue of Liberty. They never tried to blow that one up.
No, because there's nobody inside.
Right. No one cares. Like, if they blew that up, they'd be like, well, that's not really nice.
Great, we lost 3 Staten Island guys. The city's now better because of what we did. It's also super disappointing, the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah? You been there?
I get it was like a big deal when the French gave it to us and it was like bronze and copper, whatever.
Right.
But like now it's green, it's small. It's basically like a...
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. It's basically like a gangrenous nub of an arm compared to the skyscrapers.
Yeah, we should cut it off.
Yeah.
What was the rule? Like, there was a rule
We should
early
put a
on.
penis on her. Maybe
That
not
would be... That's the future.
Yes. Maybe like not a penis, but like a bulge.
Yeah.
Like underneath.
An implied penis.
Yeah. Or just an erect. like,
An erect,
poking through the...
fat cock on Lady Liberty.
Yeah. And it can have a little light at the end, like kind of surveying the... It's like a fountain.
Bubbles out over
All
kids
right.
get rained
Put
on.
your ponchos on for Lady Liberty's penis.
She's about to blow.
It's 5 o'clock.
She squirts. We don't even need a penis. She could just squirt.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Or just bleed.
She has a period. National Women's Month. The Lady Liberty will be wearing a tampon. You go inside. There's just a giant tampon inside the middle of the staircase.
Yeah.
Women love this podcast because of how much we understand their experience.
Yeah, in their bodies.
in their bodies. Dude, we're hot. We're coming off the Stuff Live.
Yeah,
How
the
you feeling
stuff
about
lot,
it?
dude. That was so much fun.
That was a
we
great
did a
time,
live radio show, James's show, the stuff
Yeah.
at the Caveat.
Down on the Lower East Side, they live streamed it. I'm gonna put the video
Yeah.
out soon, probably in the next 2 weeks or so. So if you are interested, Patty's on the whole damn show. So.
It's very cool.
And we did News from Bed Live. That's kind of what I want to transition. Like, what was the experience of like doing? You've never done News from Bed Live, right? You never done anything like you've run those jokes at mics and stuff, maybe, but never like.
No, I never run the jokes.
Oh really?
ever.
Oh sorry. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
I did News from Bed Live and it bombed, but it was pretty fun.
It was still fun.
Yeah, the Holocaust joke bombed.
You were fine up until the end. I think it was until the end.
Yeah, yeah. And then, dude, I thought I tanked the show.
Oh
'Cause
really?
I went back there and I was like, oh, I think this is
Oh
over.
no. That's
No,
what's
you
kind of
guys got
fun.
it
Yeah,
back. You guys got it back.
I don't think you can ever really tank a show. Like I am under the belief that you can't really tank a show.
Oh,
Even
dude, you give me enough time, I can definitely tank a show.
I understand what you mean.
I've definitely done aggressively chill a couple times,
Right.
done a bullet set, and then just like everyone else is just like shoveling shit for the rest of the time. Oh, I got a little text from Grant Moore. Grant Moore was supposed to be on the program today. Dude, I do not know how I did this. I'm sorry I fell asleep at midnight and slept until now.
What time is it now? Dude, Grant got a fucking full 13. Jack texted me back too. He could have came, but now we're in the deep midst of it.
Yeah.
This is the first solo bolo you've done?
Yeah, dude. Other than the one time, I mean, this is the first 1v1 podcast I've done.
Yeah.
But other than the one time I laid in my bed and talked for like 15 minutes.
You put that out?
I put that out on like the start of an episode because I had to cut a part out because the audio was all fucked.
Oh.
Dude, it's hard to just sit and talk to yourself.
I know. That's why I make myself do it on the stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to book anyone. Like, and I'll have Kendra sit there in a chair and I'll talk to her. Like I did that last
Yeah.
time. And that was actually really great because you have someone to talk
Yeah,
to.
you
but
need a body to react.
Almost like a producer would be perfect because you can talk to him and then they can like look stuff up. So you can worry more about where you're going. And
Yeah.
that's what Craig Carton said. He just left WFAN he was the afternoon.
What's Greg
host.
Carton's son named? Milk?
Milk carton, egg carton, and Cartman carton. But he, I don't know. We would go do talk. Like when he would do a talk at a college, it would be like a branded event.
Yeah.
And that's what I do for the fan. We do the event. So like I'd set up like the tablecloth and I'd steam out the tablecloth that Craig Carton's going to
nice.
sit at.
Yeah.
But he would always tell kids in broadcasting school, which like when you're in college, advice, I mean, sometimes you take it, you really don't. You have to become like an early 20s
Yeah.
person. You have to become a little bit more desperate for what you want because you don't really know what you want.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of radio shit in college, but I didn't do any of it particularly right. I didn't get in contact with the right people. I don't know. I feel like some kids figure that out, but some people it takes a while. But he said, you should record tape every day of yourself just talking. Like,
That's
just you talk,
interesting.
like, for, like, you know, as long as you want to do, as long as you can do, you build it up, but you just learn every day how to just talk and make
Yeah.
something interesting, which I think is compelling. I don't think you have to put it out. That's a whole other thing, too.
Yeah.
I saw a fucking I'm talking a lot, but I
No,
saw an
you're good.
article with Kim Kardashian where she was talking about how her daughter's TikTok.
Talk about someone who puts it out. You know.
Oh, I know who puts it out. You see that talk about milk carton on the back of her trunk.
Oh, what's wrong?
She
Is she still?
hamburger.
Is she still trying to be black, Kim Kardashian?
No, I think she's actually trying to be like Mother Teresa now or something. Of like,
Oh yeah, because she's like
trying
a
to get-
lawyer.
Yeah, she is a lawyer. Basically, she got into a controversy because her daughter posted like a TikTok of like an Ice Spice song, and she was rapping with sexually suggestive lyrics.
Oh, okay.
And it's like Kim Kardashian's like, well, I like that North has the ability to express herself, but like, you know, maybe we have to be more conscious of it. It's like, hey, Kim, your daughter can do whatever the fuck she wants. Don't post it. Why are you like, your daughter does not need to become a social media star. There's nothing that I like texted Kendra a whole paragraph about it. It's like, that's the problem, Kim Kardashian, with a lot of people. It's like, you're allowed to just practice in quiet. Not everything has to go out right away.
No.
Most shit's bad. That's why so much shit's bad. You just put your first 5-minute stand-up tape out. Like I did it. I put reels for my industry room. It's like, it's my first fucking tape. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
They're all gone now. Maybe there's one on my Instagram. It's like,
Yeah.
why?
We all make that mistake.
I know,
think.
but now I've learned from it, so now I'm annoyed about myself doing it.
Yeah, she's an interesting woman, Kim, because I did not like her at first because the whole Kardashian thing it's like the royal family of the United States.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
And,
They're perfect in a way.
but then they have like good personalities. Like,
Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah.
And like they're pretty good people.
They're
I'd say.
compelling.
Yeah.
And I don't demerit them for that. But like when you say stupid shit like that, it's like, yeah, dude, like your kid doesn't need to post like that. She doesn't need to be a part of it yet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Just wait till she's old enough. Have her put out a sex tape. You know, do it the old-fashioned way.
Now it's like nudes
The
leak.
old Franks and Beans way.
The nude leak is the new sex tape. Like sex tapes used to get like
Yeah,
because
the new Comedy Central half hour.
my nudes got leaked on Comedy Central.
is a video of me like struggling over a woman.
This is me. This is my new Comedy Central tape. Guys, I got Comedy Central. Oh, Lady Liberty. God bless this country.
God bless America.
Coming out on this 4th of July. James Donlon's new special. I jerk off to Statue of Liberty.
Oh man, have you ever had did you ever get into like cartoon porn?
I never got into it, but I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Are you into it?
I'm not like into it, but every once in a while I take a look, dude, because I always had a little thing for Lois Griffin.
Really?
Yeah.
Her motherly energy.
Yeah.
And her shrill voice.
I'm
Just,
basically a black guy because I want to fuck Lois
yeah,
Griffin.
that's the whole plot of the show. Is that every one of Lois's exes is black.
Yeah. And they do, I don't know, there's a whole slew of things.
Oh,
out
they're
there.
always doing Family Guy, dude.
I always said, do you know Denim DeMac?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
He's
I don't know him though.
He reminds me. He's this comic who I told him one time. I was like, "You have like Chris Griffin fanfic energy, yeah." Because it's just like Chris Griffin just like has the hugest cock. He's like,
Conceptually, to me, cartoon porn seems like it would.
childish.
No. Actually, I was gonna say the opposite. Like it's not people. No one's getting taken advantage of. There's no one whose life you have to question.
No.
It's just people doing voice acting. Like that's the same thing with like audio porn. It's like no one's being. I don't know. Like everyone who drew this could go work at like any job they wanted to do. You don't have to. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when it's a person, it's their face.
It's kind of the artist falling on the sword for you.
In a way, yeah.
Because they could be doing anything with their talent, and also when you see one of those things, you're like, "What kind of fucking weirdo drew this?" Anyway, I'm gonna take 20 minutes to the bathroom. So it's just one. You're not weird for watching it; you're weird for making it.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
If you made a claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
With what's the guy, the prospector? What's his name?
I don't know his name.
Cornelius something.
The prospector.
The guy who's silver and gold.
Oh yeah.
If you make a thing where he fucks the Yeti, we're all gonna be like, this is weird. that you did this, but
Yeah.
we're still gonna watch.
We're gonna
it.
watch it. Yeah. I'll watch you fuck the Yeti.
Yeah, exactly.
Silver and gold.
It's
Remember,
like-
he gives Buddy the elf advice in Elf. He's like, "Don't eat the yellow snow." he has like a second arc in Elf.
Yeah, that. Oh, dude, what other movie was that? Where but don't. Oh, the Monsters Inc. Remember, where he's
With
like
the Yeti?
the yellow snow cone or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, they're yellow. Don't worry,
They're lemon.
they're lemon.
This guy pisses lemon.
Lemon flavored.
Monsters Inc.'s a good movie.
Oh
What was
man,
your dude? I sleep differently because of Monsters Inc.
really?
So I was so terrified of Randall, the bad guy from
Really?
Monsters Inc. as a little boy, the little lizard guy that would crawl up the walls, and he could
He
disappear.
was kind of a fag. It's kind of fag.
Clearly, Jewish influence. Kendra was
Oh,
talking to me
yeah.
last night about like we were watching. I'll tell the fucking Monsters Inc. story, but we were watching a Spider-Man cartoon. Do you remember the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was a really good one, and
Yeah,
I was
really
watching
good.
it, and it was something about the Vulture, and she's I don't know, she's kind of watches a lot of YouTube videos and conspiracy stuff because she's like, I don't know, it just makes her laugh.
Yeah.
But she's like, the Vulture looks Jewish. Like, why do all the bad guys either effeminate gay men or Jewish people? And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a good question, Kendra. Every time you draw a bad guy, you draw him with a big nose, or he's like, I will stop you, Batman.
Yeah, he's just like swarming around a bank that's like foreclosing.
Yeah.
Like kind of circling around. Ooh. I think this is going out of business.
I think I want to go.
I will stop you. I'm Don Draper, the American Dream.
When's he gonna be a superhero?
John Hamm?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a little old now, you know?
Yeah.
He'd be a great, like,
He would have been the best Superman.
would have been a great Superman.
Yeah.
But he also, Henry Cavill kind of scratches that itch
He's
too.
pretty
though.
good,
They kind
yeah.
of have a similar vibe.
He's pretty super.
Monsters Inc. Okay, so dude, Monsters Inc. Randall scared me so much. I used to be afraid. Like, I got a McDonald's toy when the movie came out. I got a toy. It was Randall. I couldn't even touch the bag. My mom had to go back in and change it. That's how
Wow.
he freaked me out because I was scared that he could be in my room.
Yeah.
and I wouldn't see him.
He did have kind of molesty vibes.
Yeah, he had
too.
those sticky fingers, and
I
they had
think-
that suck machine.
I think. Do you ever think that's what they were doing? Like
They were
they're-
sucking the cum out of the kids to run Monsters Inc.
or just trying to be like give him kind of a child molester vibe.
Maybe make kids more aware.
Yeah.
That's why they casted Steve Buscemi
And
as
be
him.
like they're like chameleons. They'll just fit into any situation.
Maybe
they're
he's
in.
your uncle. Maybe he's your camp counselor. But literally, I was so afraid. I used to sleep on my stomach, and I would put the blanket over my head. And now I sleep on my stomach. Like I cannot sleep on my back again
Wow.
because I was so scared I would sleep on my stomach, and now I sleep on my like. That's how it changed.
They say, dude, I've been trying to tape my mouth shut.
Kendra's always
When I
on
sleep.
me about that, dude. Like, yeah, okay. So you tape your mouth shut. Like, why? Does it make you hornier?
Andrew Huberman told me I should tape my mouth shut.
You ever see someone with the jawline of someone? Dude, they say that if you have some sort of nasal issue, they get like that receded chin.
Yeah. I'm gonna have that. I already have a little bit of
You'd have it worse, dude. I know some people who had that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, that's probably what it was because they're clear mouth breather energy.
Yeah, dude, big time mouth.
I have mouth breather. I feel like I try to breathe through my nose, but I smoke so much weed that at night I'm congested. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like I need to just stop smoking weed. That's the bigger issue.
It is funny, like once you're single, you realize all these flaws you have.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
not so no one chooses you.
nobody. Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm just like getting by with like an open mouth all the time. Like I have no wardrobe at all. You're like, fuck, how do I do this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to invent something.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
gotta do something. Well,
Yeah.
comedy could help you out. You know?
Yeah, comedy-
Anyone ever hit on you after a show based on how you did, or they just liked seeing you up there?
A couple times, but usually it's like, usually if I do well, I like get out of there. I get
It's a
like
good
kind of
move.
embarrassed.
Yeah,
It's a
Really?
little embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm such a whore. I like to like bask in it for a minute.
Oh, okay, yeah. I get that. I understand. I just get like really embarrassed and like.
But I don't want to
just
be like the
leave.
last. Like I've done really well, and then I'm like, oh, I'm just the last guy here now. Everyone else is gone.
Yeah.
What am I just waiting for my? Like it's not why I went up there. Like I'm
Yeah.
grateful I did well. I don't need to like wait around.
I'm gonna
for-
start doing that now. If
Yeah?
I do well, just kind of like sit in the back. Be like,
It's good to get out of there.
wow, that was funny, wasn't it? That was pretty funny.
Why
Everything
is
I
his
just said.
pants unzippered?
Just thought of that right now. I didn't even.
I'm an off the cuff kind of guy. I always find it funny when people are not impressed. Like I always find it funny when you do
Yeah.
really well and then someone's just talking to you off stage and they're like, "Oh, so did you like write any of that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I wrote all of that and practiced it for 2 years." Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your like stream of consciousness. It's like, no, every word was very specifically oriented in a very specific manner.
And I didn't get any of it on tape. But I think no, I mean, like, people, depends on where I am. Like, I've never, when I'm in like a real venue, not a real venue, but like Tiny Cupboard or St. Mark's, or when I used to do shows at Broadway, if I would be outside, people would like thank you because it was like they were at a real place.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're at a bar, when the show's over, it's just a bar again. You know? It's never it's never a venue. You make it a venue for the brief moment you're upstage.
We might as well finish like our set and just walk behind the bar and start serving drinks because they don't give a shit.
Yeah, you might as well be a fucking waiter.
There is something fun though, because like sometimes you do a bar show and like the bar show's going so poorly that like you go up and you have a great set because everyone on the show has been like god awful, and then like they're really happy and they're like very like excited for you
because you actually made it a show. You did something entertaining.
But those are usually at the bars where like, I don't know, it's like everyone seems a little down on their luck. It's like not a real. You know, the crowd I want to impress is like the young early 20s. Like hot girls, and they fucking hate me. Like they hate everything. So if I'm like getting any like action after a show,
right,
it's gonna be from like some bag, you know, who just like she's got no
blowed in the wind,
just blowing in the wind. Yeah, I have to tie her to the corner of a chair. And, yeah, it's not.
What was that?
It's not my ideal audience, dude. It was the same thing when I was in a band. Like our biggest fans were like middle-aged women.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I guess.
I feel like, man, maybe young people, we just always think there's something better. Older people understand that you just are where you are. That's what it is. Like, the coolest guy in front of you right now is the coolest guy, you know. You don't know, like, I don't know. Like, if someone can make a room entertained and encapsulate their attention and, like, handle a heckler and not be uncomfortable, and, like, you just see someone really be, like, with it. Like, that's what's that's a good performance to me, is, like, more than even, like, your material can be okay because there's people who are huge who have like bad material. So you can be like decent, but if you can thread together the live experience of like, I would love if every set I had someone yelled something out. So it makes people know that I am comfortable with that. Like that's what you're doing.
We also need to get better at that. I feel like people don't heckle that much anymore.
Yeah, they don't want to. I mean, like,
because of crowd work clips, they know that like there's a potential that they get like put on blast and stuff.
Yeah, but they've always been aware of that. I mean, they've even like fucking, I don't remember, Stephen Hofstetter or whatever, the redhead guy with glasses who was like huge on YouTube because all his videos were like comic destroys heckler.
Oh, yeah.
We've had this for a long time. Like, this is just a Instagramified TikTokification of shit we've always enjoyed watching. Like, all my friends are like, I don't want to go to your comedy show because I don't want you to talk to me. I wonder if I don't do that because I'm afraid to talk to you.
I wonder if that used to happen in like the Coliseum. They'd be like, thou canst slay the lion, thou hast minuscule muscles upon biceps.
Doth mother! Oh! And then they throw him in the pit.
Doth mother reek of 1,000 stinky fish. Oh! And then they get eaten by a lion. It's like, oh, okay.
Doth women doeth me finding and purchasing togas.
Everyone's like, what?
Like, women be purchasing togas.
God. Could you imagine how bad like dirty talk sounded like that? It sounded back then.
Oh,
like, oh,
you smell a little better than yesterday.
The flower upon your visage.
Visage. The flower or her vagina.
The flower upon thy womanhood blooms like the spring of a long winter.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Like, I'm fucking horny.
Dry.
I have like 4 minutes until they cut my head off. Like,
imagine like that and like a super like hood girl. It's like, will you shut the fuck up? Let me shut your dick, suck your dick if you don't shut the fuck up. He's like, I don't.
When the Romans invaded Africa, that's how.
Who is this chambermaid? Why does she speak to me?
Why doth she speak to me in doth way?
Was a chambermaid someone who like cleaned toilets, or? I
think so. I think she just sucked your dick. I think she just stayed in your chambers.
Wow, dude.
I thought that's what that meant.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
I always think that, but I'm like, I wouldn't have been royalty.
No, we're potato.
It's probably
farmers.
harder to get that.
Yeah, dude.
Than it is
we
now.
die on the boat to America. That's what happens. Our lives don't get better.
Yeah. God, dude.
Like, if you imagine yourself, like, that was a thing back when we were in high school. Everyone would post online that they wish they were born in a different time.
Yeah.
I'm sure people feel that sentiment, but it's like, yeah, you would be a shittier person. Like, I don't know. I would have. I don't know. I don't know that I wouldn't have been racist. Like, my grandpa wasn't a racist guy, but he still thought that they let Jewish and black people win on Wheel of Fortune. Like, you could be the best guy of your time and still have some weird opinions.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna be those people.
Oh
too.
yeah.
It's gonna happen, and that's like the thing that always annoys me about like when they call someone racists. Like I've said this to you. It's not racist. They're old fashioned. Racism isn't a thing. Old fashionism is a thing.
Old fashioned is a thing.
Yeah, we're gonna be those guys.
Oh yeah.
That's why we can't complain about it, dude. We just have to accept it.
I don't care. Yeah. Just like you said, like the 20-year-olds don't like you now, but in the future, you'll find your like if you are trying to be entertaining and it works in some capacity, there's just always going to be an audience.
And if you fucking AI, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's gross.
Don't do that. Don't fucking AI.
Disgusting.
Get your dick out of the CD port, you fucking horny pervert. You're going to electrocute your balls.
You'll get tetanus.
You'll get tetanus if you have sex with an AI. I had sex with an AI once.
One time I stepped on a nail. I thought I got tetanus. Dude, so I was like with my friends and like we were kind of like drinking. We were going on this canoeing
not the same
thing.
thing as having sex with an AI.
No. That's my...
You step on a few nails last night?
Here's my sex with an AI. And we had these canoes and we were walking them out and like I literally stepped on like a piece of wood that had a nail sticking out of it right into my foot. And I like pulled it out and I was like, oh my God. And like it was like bleeding and it was like a really rusty nail. And I was like, guys, I think I gotta like go get like a shot, for tetanus. And they're like, just like do it later. My friends were like, no, let's like do it later. So we went into the canoe and dude, like the next day, my like jaw was locking up. Like I felt all this shit. I was like, dude, if I fucking die from this, so I got a tetanus
You got
shot.
Tin Man disease. Oil can.
If I only had a brain.
You're rusting up. We find Patty with a microphone in his hand on stage. Patty!
Yeah. Good.
You turn green like the Statue of Liberty. You turn green like the Statue of Liberty. You become completely copper. We mold you. And we make you the Statue of Liberty's penis.
Yeah. That would be fun if we turned green as we got older. Just got more and more green. I can't even do the podcast because I don't show up in it anymore.
It can only be audio.
Yeah. Don't they? You can have a blue screen too, right?
Yeah, you can do light blue.
Okay.
I think green works better.
Yeah, I wonder
blue they use a lot.
My shirt is going to be a problem.
Oh, it will.
You think so?
Absolutely. Well, no, it will be a problem. You could do it though. You could just have a cool like the same shirt. Like,
yeah.
You're like, oh, I got a new shirt. It's the same color as the background.
It would be fun to like paint ourselves completely green
and then do the podcast.
Yeah, and just an empty bed, floating microphones. Whoa!
Well, they'd still see like our mouths and our teeth moving. Like that would be really funny. Shitty green screen.
Yeah, just bodies. Our eyes. Like
we get morph suits.
Yo, what's a morph suit? Is that like a full body
it's
thing?
A full, you get the green suit. That
like the Charlie Day?
Yeah,
my friend has one of those.
I have one that's flesh colored because in a sketch I played Aditya's penis on stage once. And I danced to a song by, I think it was the guys who wrote Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, okay. Who is that? Scorpion?
It's, Survivor.
I
can't hold back. The voice explodes inside my head.
It's always funny when like a band makes songs like about their name. Like Eye of the Tiger is just Survivor. Like, and like the Monkeys would be like, "Hey, we are the Monkeys.
This is our band name. This is who we are."
Yeah, I miss that. Dude, it's like
Wilco has a song that's like, "We are Wilco, baby." It's like, what? I don't think you should do.
We're an American band. It's like, yeah, we know you are.
Yeah, they make songs. Well, Bob Dylan just writes every song about himself, but he's like one guy.
Yeah.
If you're a band, I don't know. A band, I don't know if they should have like a thesis statement about like what the band is.
Yeah, like we'll come. I think it should be up to the audience's interpretation.
Yeah, but like they don't trust the audience enough to make up their own shit. Like I used to be really into concept albums, but I'm like the concept should be my own decision.
Yeah,
I should if you want to say something, you should say it in the music enough to where I can put it together.
Yeah.
But if you're going on interviews explaining what the concept of your album is, I don't know if that I guess that's cool, man. But like that's
also
not that
like
cool.
Musicians aren't smart. They try to explain like, yeah, we were just like feeling a vibe out. It's like, yeah, I know. It wasn't. Like, don't pretend it was like this big thing.
I think rappers can be smart.
Yeah.
Not all of them are, obviously, because some of them don't make music. That's like Lil Pump is not smart. Obviously.
Rappers are also like they know what they are. It's like the ultimate knowing what you are. I don't think
It's like pro
musicians know
wrestling.
what they are.
Like
I
rappers are more like pro wrestlers than like Selena Gomez is.
Yeah,
because they have to like embody a
Yeah,
persona.
Selena Gomez sucks at wrestling. Have you
Because
seen
of the
those?
lupus.
Have you seen those new videos of her with just her massive cans? Dude?
She's got big old cans.
She's
now.
got big old swingers. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened.
She's reached her mommy era.
Yeah, dude.
I'm about to reach my mommy era if I don't stop smoking weed and eating cosmic brownies at 10 p.m. every night.
Dude, there's nothing better than a cosmic brownie.
Oh, I know, man.
But they're like 700 calories.
Yeah, and they don't taste like when I was a kid. They tasted good, but now I'm an adult and they taste like chemicals.
Yeah, they're very chemical.
I don't know if they've gotten worse or I've gotten different, but I just am like, okay, I gotta stop doing
They're
that.
really not a brownie at all.
No, it's just a chew.
It's like kind of like Play-Doh. It tastes like Play-Doh.
Yeah, they like. There's textures that we like to eat, like gummy bear stuff, like chewy stuff, and then
Yeah.
like shit like brownies. And it's like, if you could make that not so bad for me, the texture would like I would love
Yeah.
that, you know. And I'm sure you can, but it's probably got like weird shit in it. Like when they
No,
make
dude.
vegan versions of everything,
Yeah.
it's kind of like this is okay, but this is not any better than me because I don't know what's in this.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
restaurant makes vegan desserts and shit, and it's like I would just rather eat a regular fucking dessert. Like I don't understand what the
Yeah.
purpose of this is. Like vegan diets can only exist in like America where you have access to
Yeah.
insane amounts of like this is all. It's not just because it's maybe better for the environment. It really isn't. Because
Also, have you ever met a chicken?
they're the
Fucking
worst.
dickheads, dude. they just cluck around like
Yeah.
they own the
Yeah,
place.
but you ever met a cow? Cows are nice.
Cows are nice.
That's why I don't
dude.
want to eat a cow again.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever eat a
But
cow
they
again.
fuck. So
Cows
there's-
fuck?
Yeah, so there's lots of cows.
Fuck yeah. So you got to keep eating them?
Have you ever had veal?
I had veal parm. We're going to take your baby.
That's so
and we're going to
funny.
violate it Italian style.
We're gonna cover it in cheese.
Veal parm hero, dude. I ate a fucking baby
Oh
cow
my
on a
God.
sandwich.
You're my hero, dude. For that one.
I'm your veal parm hero.
You're my Statue of Liberty.
Just me instead of a torch. It's a fat guy
Yeah,
holding
just a dead cow.
covered in cheese and sauce. That's what New York is, man.
And New York is just a city covered in cheese and sauce.
I mean, the people who have a right to this city are like the Italian and like old men that are still here, and like
Yeah.
anyone old has a right to it. Like in Ridgewood, you'll see these like old like
anyone named
Spanish people walking around.
Vincenzo.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
No matter if you're a Spanish Vincenzo or an Italian
Yeah.
Vincenzo, you're allowed to.
This is your
Why
town.
did they, dude? I've worked in a couple shit jobs in the city. I've worked at like a grocery store. I've worked at a bar. I've worked at a restaurant now. And like you'll meet these people who work in the back. They work the worst jobs. They come here. Some of them don't speak
Yep.
English. And it's like, why do you stay here in the city? Like you would be like the guys I knew in Florida that I went to high school with. Like they were like Mexican. Their parents were Mexican immigrants. They did like construction work. But you have all this space. You have all this opportunity
Yeah.
to like actually expand out. If you just stay in Ridgewood, New York, and you're an immigrant, it's like shit sucks here, man. I'm
Yeah.
working class. This shit sucks. It's not fun.
Well, they're all trying to get their tight five for Jimmy Fallon. That's the problem.
So my friend at the restaurant.
I was using a hammer and we were out of nails, so I had to go to the store to get more nails. They didn't have any nails, so I had to go to another store to get more nails. They didn't have any nails, but they had screws, so we switched over to screws and everything worked out just fine. Thank you. I've been Guillermo. Have a good one.
You're my sidekick.
Hey, give it up for Guillermo. That's crazy.
Come over, sit on the couch
Come
with
on,
me.
come on, take a seat.
Take a seat. So I want you to throw this wet soccer ball that I've soaked in yogurt into Jimmy.
Into Questlove's hair. And then I'm going to use these giant scissors to cut it out. And we're going to wear cool outfits while we do it. Can you do that for me?
Yes, I can do. I can build a staircase.
Yeah. All right, Cameron, I'm going to need you to go in the back. Can you paint this wall for... It's a really fun trick where we're going to have you paint this wall.
Yes.
Yes, I can do that. Yeah. Do you have brushes? Yes, we have brushes.
Now, Guillermo, do you?
Dude, we saw Gutfeld.
We went to the gut. Dude.
Yeah, we talked about it on the Stuff. Check out the Stuff live.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in a few weeks. It's fun, but we should do a Gutfeld deep dive.
Yeah.
Gutfeld was fun. My mom likes Gutfeld. She likes Fox
For those
News.
who don't know, by the way, because everyone we talk to has no fucking idea who Greg Gutfeld is. The greatest,
the king of late night.
the king of late night TV, the top
My
rated
future
late
employer.
night TV show. Greg Gutfeld live, Fox News affiliate.
Yeah, Fox News has a late night talk show host that's supposed to be funny.
And like we've both have. Did you try to write for him?
Yeah, I've submitted like twice now.
Yeah.
I know I definitely won't get it now because he's the only non-union
Yeah.
late night talk show host in the city.
Yeah, we've both submitted jokes to try to get on Gutfeld. Neither of us have got on, and simultaneously, the jokes are not getting any better on the show.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But we went with your mother and your girlfriend.
Yeah.
We had a nice little time.
We got 4 ticks last Wednesday for Greg Gutfeld. It was cool. I honestly was like down for because like I want to see what these shows are shot like.
Yeah.
I don't even really give a shit. I'll see anything.
That was the coolest part.
Yeah.
Seeing a production like that is awesome.
Because it's a panel of 5 people who you don't even know. Like my mom knew who they were, and it was like one of them was the weather lady for Fox News, and it's like, all right, guys. Like, I mean, what is this stuff? Like, you just picking up people who are standing around.
They do just grab a random assortment, but that's what makes it fun. And then they had just some British guy.
I don't know what he does. They had the weather lady. The other chick is always on the show. That's like his sidekick.
Yeah, Cat.
And then they had a comedian named Mike Loftus or something.
Yeah, Mike Loftus, I think.
And when he was outside, my mom like said hi to him, and he came over and talked to us, which was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, Mike Loftus, very cool
very
guy.
Nice guy.
Very funny.
I should see if I can get him on the stuff or something.
Yeah,
he could
dude.
be someone that would. He's got nothing going on. He's on the gut, bro.
Yeah. That is kind of the last licks you have as a comedian, is being on the gut.
Yeah,
Do you think he writes for it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he writes bits for it and shit. But they do it in an interesting way. He has like a monologue, and then like the studios they bring you inside, and then they sit you in a hallway where you watch Fox News for about a half hour.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this isn't very fun. And then you slowly go upstairs in an elevator to the Gutfield studio.
Yep.
And you sit like in like bleachers essentially.
Yeah, My Pillow sponsored bleachers.
Yeah, the cushions on every seat.
And it's like 30 degrees in there.
And so they have like an opening guy, a guy that like warms up the crowd, but he's also, they introduce him as like one of the executive producers of the show too.
Yeah,
so he's like a writer on the show, an executive producer, and the warm-up comic.
Yeah.
And he's like, the thing that I thought was interesting, he was like, oh, any Republican, everyone's a Republican here, right? Any Democrats?
Yeah.
And it's silence, and I'm like, well, no one's gonna identify themselves right now, you fucking weirdo. Like,
yeah.
Because he asked a Republican first. I
Yeah.
don't know. And then the show starts, and it's pretty fun. They did a good job.
They did a really good job. Yeah, I thought like they keep it like light too.
Yeah.
It's not like they obviously take digs at Biden because like that's their job.
It was mostly Kamala, honestly. They went after.
They went after Kamala Harris because you realize like Biden,
Kamala.
Biden can't like defend himself. He also it doesn't register. It's like, when you're making fun of someone in school and like they just don't even realize they're being made fun of. You're like, well, I'm gonna stop doing this.
Yeah, it's not
this
funny.
Sucks.
Yeah, you gotta play along with me.
Yeah, but Kamala like loves herself so much that like she's an easy target.
Yeah, she's like what they made fun. I don't know. It was funny. There's obviously no reason it should be the #1 talk show because the quality isn't there. But when you're sitting there watching, you're like, oh, this is a good show. This is fine.
Yeah.
Like I could totally understand why my mom likes this. Like they are making jokes. Some of the jokes were funny, like in the monologue parts, but like when they were riffing, it's like this needs to be all comics, right?
Yeah. Well,
why are you having like the weather lady here? Like she was surprisingly fine, but it's like you need comics. Just have comics on your show.
That's the thing is like I'm like, oh, this show kind of sucks, but then you watch all the other shows, they all suck.
They all suck. They're all not much better than what Greg Gutfeld does.
No, and the only difference is they get like bigger celebrity guests. So you're going to see like
Matthew McConaughey,
like whatever,
and
Miles Teller.
Yeah, someone sing and you get a musical guest.
Yeah,
and that's
Jack
what you do.
Black, and like they're the ones who are the talent. They bring all the steam to the show, but like without them, it's just the shitty monologue jokes, and they're doing the same thing, just on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's like it's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing, and it's like no matter what side you're writing for, you just make jokes about these people. Like it depends on whose expense the joke is at. That's all you decide.
Yeah.
Are you going to make anti-Biden jokes? Or are you going to make anti-Trump jokes? And it's like honestly, dude, in 2023, if I still have to write a full Trump monologue,
I know.
Like I would. I mean,
it's like,
obviously,
how many jokes can you possibly write about this guy at this point?
There's shows I just wouldn't be able to work for because it's like, dude, I don't care about Donald Trump that much to write about him every day.
It's also like writing a review of a movie. It's like the movie is what's entertaining. Like Trump is a movie.
Right.
Everything he does is like way funnier and like way more interesting than the reaction to it. But unfortunately, we do live in a world like where like one of Alan's jokes like in his new half hour is like he's just like, hey, I just want to address my YouTube audience because this is like a very online world we live in. He goes, hi. He's like, you're either watching me perform stand-up comedy right now, or you're watching a black guy react to me watching stand-up comedy.
That's really funny. That's really funny.
Because that's like people just make a living off of like someone else doing work and them just being like, "Whoa,
Can't
this
believe you
guy's
said
out of his
that."
mind."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's like, I hate that secondary industry. I don't want to be a guy reacting to other people's shit. I would rather just work on my own shit because you're not making anything. You're just interpreting something that already happened.
Yeah.
Which isn't anything. That's just a reflection.
The only thing I
on
want to
something.
react to is poison ivy because I've been hiking through the woods.
Yeah, and I only want to react to the dairy I put in my lactose intolerant stomach. That's what I want to react to.
Exactly.
That's what I'm more focused on. I don't know.
Oh, let me see where we're at.
Hey, where we at?
Oh, dude, we're a little over an hour.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we can wrap up here. Yeah, dude, thanks for coming on short notice.
People just post their whole ass on Instagram. You open your phone, it's like, I don't want to see your whole fucking ass. I'm on a fucking video podcast. Maybe they catch. I don't follow people who look at their butthole. It's fine, I guess. You can do whatever you want on your Instagram.
You can do it. Look, you can do whatever.
It just puts me in weird positions on the train when I open it up next to a child and I just have a lady.
That's
in a
what you should be
bikini.
thinking about when you're trying to post your bodacious bod. Like people open this in church when they're trying to like dip out of the homily quick.
I'm just trying to distract myself.
People
from
open it on
Christ.
the train.
Yeah.
Like in front of other, like I might open my phone and there's a homeless guy next to me. He sees your ass. All of a sudden, he gets like some ideas. He sees you in the street.
He finds you.
He finds you.
He knows what you're capable
He
of.
proposes to you. Next thing you know, you're married to a homeless man.
Now you're homeless with your ass out on the street.
Yeah.
And you're cold because winter's coming.
So maybe think about that, Lady Liberty.
night.
The stuff every Sunday night, Radio Free Brooklyn.
News from Bed podcast, whenever Patty decides to post it.
Yep, and we're about to do a weekly show at Star Bar at 10 p.m.
Every Wednesday night.
That starts the 18th of July.
And then August 2nd is the second Stuff Live, first Stuff Live at Star Bar. That's going to be free. All these shows at Star Bar every Wednesday night
You're
are
going to
free.
want to check that out.
Yeah, me and Patty are going to write that. Patty's head writer. I'm going to host it, so we're going to have a good time for
That's
Stuff
right.
Live. And yeah, come to our free show every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. starting July 18th.
Thank you, James, for being here. I appreciate it.
Have
Wonderful
sex.
as always. Good night, folks. Well done.